right. Welcome, everybody. This is a fabulous income from services Houston studio. It's the only studio I got right now. And man, is a video overdue. Today is March the 10th, 2025, and it is just a little bit after 7 p.m. Now, let me tell you what. I am both pleased and sad, but I'm going to say I'm pleased because if you've been with me or you watch these videos and you think that this strategy can't come back from being a Rocky style underdog, then I'm about to prove you wrong. Now, there's what we call, let's call it political angst, right? There's turbulence. The market's up and down and unsure what's going on. So a lot of companies are unsure what they want to do. We got tariffs. We don't have tariffs. What's the outlook going to look like? The earnings have been okay, but not good enough to have the market take off. Plus, a lot of people don't like our president, and they probably don't want to see him do well. But I predict that in just about 60 more days, this nonsense is going to be behind us. Now, let's see if I can put this thing together so that folks can understand. So a couple things to go with. This account had $100,000 when I started, and it now says it has $26,572. So looks like close to $75,000 poof up in smoke, right? But there's some assets here in the in the program, and I specifically let the covered calls that I had expire so I could actually show you how to do them. So let's take and let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5 stocks left. And I think we've been trading. I'm going to switch over to the account statement here real quick. So out of the 5, let's see, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 have been traded. So some of them are done. For example, this one here, Mara. We're done with Mara, and it gave us $628 positive. We're also done with Palantir right now. It's given us $1,644.50 to the positive. And then we're also done with Super Microcomputer for right now. They've given us $1,690. So obviously the big dog Tesla has not been my friend these last, we started January 1st, so 30, 60, I'll say 70 something days. But I'm going to make Tesla my friend. You watch. See, it says minus almost 60,000 right there. That's where the bulk of the loss is. First Solar also has shown a significant loss. But let me show you how to get that money back. Okay. I'm trying to get this number to 200,000. So remember that. Those scoffers, the naysayers, the people say it can't be done. I'm going to do it before August is my plan, right? Or by the end of August, let's just say that. So let's take AMD, right? I got 300 shares of AMD, and I'm incredibly upside down on them. Look, when I bought them, they were trading at $121. Now they're trading at $95. So obviously they've lost some value there, right? In fact, $7,500 worth of value. But if we go to the account statement, you see that AMD has only lost 4,600. So how do you get from 4,600 to 75.95? So 46, 56, 66, 76. We'll just round it. So $3,000 of premium have been gained by hanging on to them. Now the only way we can lose is if we actually were to sell them. If the market was open right now and I sold it at this $95.98 for a big loss, I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm going to show you what to do. As long as the stocks are quality, as long as the business isn't going to go bankrupt, it's going to be okay. If you were just buying and holding, you'd be waiting anyway. You'd be buying more and you'd be waiting. Well, we're going to do something similar, although we're going to go to AMD here. And we're going to take a look at the options. Normally I go 30 days at a time, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go 1 week at a time right now. All right. So if we look at, get off a vertical here, it needs to say single. By the way, this is Thinkorswim. It is the old TD Ameritrade trading platform now owned by Charles Schwab. So if you go to schwab.com, you can download Thinkorswim for free, and you can trade with Play Money for free, and you can learn how to do this so that when you use your real money, you won't be as likely to lose any. So what this is telling us is that in 4 days, basically every Friday, these options expire. But if I was going to do a $96 call, I could get about $295 times 3, right? Because I have 300 shares. Just start thinking in $100 increments, right? So I can do 3. But 96, while the premium is good, that's what, 360, that'd be almost $900 for the week. So let's say 875. Problem is, it puts us at risk, because if AMD was to be over $96, they would call away our stock. So we don't want to do that, right? But I don't think AMD is going to go over, I'm just going to be safe. I'm going to say $102. So I'm going to right click on this right here, and I'm going to sell single, and I'm going to change it from -10 to -3. Don't worry if you don't get this right yet. It's AMD March 14th of 2025. Today's March 10th, so just 4 more days, right? I'm agreeing to sell my shares at $102 if it goes over that. For that agreement, they're willing to pay me $68 times 3. So I'm going to make this good till canceled, because the market is closed right now. But basically, I'm going to add to our total $204 if this executes tomorrow morning, which I'm sure it will. So I'm going to send that. Okay, so now we have what's called a working order, and the market's closed, so nothing's going to happen until tomorrow morning. If the stock doesn't change very much, or the premium doesn't change very much, this will execute, and I'll have 3 covered calls. And basically, what did we decide? $200 something will go into our positive cash flow. We're going to do the same thing with Chipotle, right? So I'm going to go to trade. I'm going to find Chipotle. Chipotle has also been a barn burner the wrong direction for us, right? So it's trading at about $50.99 right now. Guess what I paid for it? $59.30. So it's a long ways from where I want it to be. But guess what? According to this, we lost $2,841. But if we look at our account statement from Chipotle, we've only lost $18.94. That's less than 28, whatever I said before, because of the premiums that we collect. So hopefully you'll kind of start to see those premiums add up. We're early on in our trading now, but basically we're going to do the same thing. We're going to trade Chipotle, and we're going to look, we're going to see. I'd love to do it at $60. There's no way to get hurt if you do it at $60, but I don't think there's going to be any premium. Yeah, even at 56, it only pays like 4. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say before the end of this week, it's not going to go over 53. Now this is dangerous, right? I could lose money, but I'm trying not to. I'm going to watch it close. So I'm going to do also 3 of them. For agreeing to sell my 300 shares at $53 in 4 days, I am going to get another $57 positive. Okay, it doesn't seem like much. Probably not worth the risk. If I wasn't doing this simulation, if this was real money, I'd probably just take the $4, right? Or even I wouldn't even risk it, right? I'd just wait. I'd buy some more. Buy my what I paid for it down a little bit. All right, so here's a big one that's really lost, right? FSLR. Paid $177 for it. It's trading at $133. You can see it says that we've lost $13,203. So remember that, $13,000. But FSLR here, when you come across, we've only lost $8,500. So that's well short of $13,000. So there's quite a bit of premium in there. And if we keep doing this, it's going to come to the positive. All we need is the stocks to come up just a little bit, right? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not in charge of that. Stock prices, they go up a little bit. They go down a little bit. They go sideways for a while. Sometimes they go up a lot. Sometimes they go down a lot. And that is what has happened now. Let me tell you what, you may not have the stomach for this kind of trading. If you thought this was real money and you just lost $75,000 and you're like, holy crap, sell everything, stop, I want to save my $25,000, then guess what? This is definitely not the strategy for you. All right. But what you should do is use play money, and you should learn how to do this. There's other strategies too, and we'll probably get into it once I meet the goal here of 200,000 on this one. But here's First Solar, right? And again, it's March 14th, this Friday. So you can see that if our stock price was lower and we were just trying to get $134 for it, we'd get 3 times, we'd get another $1,200 in a week. But we need to be much higher than that. Now, I don't think that First Solar is going to go past this 140. I'm going to use it. So I'm going to sell single. How many do I have? I have 300 shares, right? And I could do 100 at this price, 100 at another price, or 100 at another price if I wanted to. But I'm going to do all three here. And I'm going to get a little bit more for it. I'm going to say that we're going to end up getting $465 this week from doing covered calls on First Solar, well below what I paid for them, right? So I want to be careful here. Rigetti, this sucker's lost half its value, 50% of its value gone. All right, let's see what we can do with Rigetti. Okay, I'm going to go trade Rigetti. Also 4 days. All right, so I'm going to say $10. There's not much here, right? But I want to get something. Looks like I'm going to get, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the close to the top there. I need to change this to 3. So again, not ideal conditions, not what I had hoped for, but hey, it's another $27. I'm going for it. Now the last stock that we have is Tesla, the big dog Tesla. This is where most of our pain has come from. As you can see, according to right here, we've lost $78,000 worth of Tesla because why? I got 400 shares, paid an average of $410 for them, and it's trading at $215. So literally almost half, right? 430 would be would be if I had bought it at 430, 215 would be half. So if it goes down to what 205, that's exactly half of what I paid for it. But hey, I am not sweating bullets, right? I believe in Tesla. I would be holding it for the long term if I had that strategy. Maybe my 401k where I can't do this right now. I would be holding it, trying to accumulate shares, buy them, buy dips, things like that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at Tesla. We're going to actually look at the chart, and I'm going to show you what Tesla has done the last, let's go 20 days and just see how high it was. Yeah, it was 380. Now it's 215. Let's go a little further out than 20. Let's go, I hate to go 180. Let me change it. Let me go 90 days, right? 90 days ago. All right. Tesla was at a high of 488. I only paid 410 for it. If it was trading at 488 right now, I'd be pretty dang happy, right? Be a lot of premium and a lot of upside on the stock. But since then, it's kind of done a dipsy-do, another dipsy-do, and then mostly just do-do all the way down because of some political angst, which I'm certain a smart man like Elon Musk and a company like Tesla, who's not just a car company, right? They got all kinds of self-driving automation, things like that, batteries, they got robots, they got all kinds of crazy stuff. It's going to come back from this. Are we at the bottom? I have no idea. Heck, I hope it goes down to $150, to be honest with you. I'll be able to buy more that way. But let's look at the premium. Let's say I had paid $260 for it, right? Something like that. You're going to see here that the premium on Tesla is pretty extensive. Let me go to all instead of 14. So if we had bought it around this 217 mark, we could get 1,400 times 4. That'd be it's like $5,200 in a week of premium. So that is just great, juicy, ideal premium. But hey, right now on this day, we're not there, right? We've got to eat a little bit of, be careful here because Tesla can move $25 in a day, no problem. If there's no bad news, it can move up that much. Most of the time it's 10 though, but so I'm just going to go, I'm going to say it's not going to go more than 30. So if it's 215, 25, 35, 45, I'm going to look at the 245. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go for 245. I'm going to split this. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to sell 2 of these. Okay. I have 4 that I can do. Hopefully you'll remember that I have 400. I'm going to sell 2 at 355. Okay. So that's going to give me $710 when this trade executes tomorrow morning. And then just to be a little safer, I'm going to go on up to 250. 250, maybe even 250, 250, right? And I'm going to sell the other two, right? Because I had 400 shares. So I'm going to sell 2 at that strike price and 2 at the 252 strike price. And so that's going to give me another 444. All right. So now we have all of our trades working, right? They're sitting here in the working orders, just waiting to execute. And tomorrow I'll look at filled here. Hopefully before the end of the day, they'll all be filled. And then these amounts will be what they are as if we had collected no premium. And the account statements, these numbers will get a little bit smaller because it will have lost less, right? So mark it down. 71,929 is, or 26 is what it's saying. Okay. And I can't buy any stocks down because I'm too far upside down. I only got $26,000 left of net liquid, right? So it is absolutely not looking good. It's painful, but if it went great when I'm doing the simulation and then you guys try it and this happened to you, you'd be like, dang, what the heck? That guy don't know what he's doing. So I'm kind of glad this happened, right? Because if you can stick with it through this and just wait, right? Check out my next video a month from now, or 2 months from now, and let's see if I can turn that 26,000 back into over 100 and then quickly into 200, right? I've got the tools right here. Why? Because, well, AMD is a pretty good company. Don't think they're going to go out of business. Chipotle is a heck of a restaurant company. In fact, that's probably the only restaurant stock that I would consider owning. First Solar is the strongest, biggest solar company. Even though this administration is not necessarily considered friendly, they're not anti-solar. I mean, if anything, interest rates are going to come down and the people are going to start buying it again. Right now, if the interest rates are high and there's no incentives from the government to buy solar, they won't do it. But I believe in First Solar, right? I think that in no time at all, it's going to be above this 177. And let me tell you why. Let me show you the chart on First Solar, just so I've got some experience with it and I want you to see it. So 90 days ago, First Solar was 221.20, right? I mean, I paid 177 for it, so that'd be great. I mean, 90 days is nothing. That's 3 months, right? They had earnings, okay? The earnings were estimated 464 and actual was 365. So they missed on earnings. So, it makes sense. It's not going to probably take off right now. But if the entire market starts going up, this will go up too. This is the big dog when it comes to solar. Okay. So you don't have to worry about First Solar, Rigetti. That's a, quantum computing company. I don't really, it was down as low as $1.04. That rascal could fall all the way down to, less than that even. But recently it was up as high as 21.42. So there's a ton of volatility. This may not, in hindsight right now, may not have been the best stock, at least during these times, to run this strategy on. But as you see it turning sideways here, running sideways, even down lower and then kind of back up and still back to sideways, but there's still some below it. This is probably a good time to be into this stock for this strategy, because the sideways, if it starts moving just slightly up, like the opposite of this where it moves slightly down, that's a great chart for this strategy. And premium will be juicy as well as upside on the stock. So if it does get called away, there'll be additional hundreds, even thousands of dollars accumulated very quickly. And I hope I get to show you that. I hope that the market will do what I think it's going to do, or what I hope it's going to do. But even if it doesn't, I just want it to do this, right? It can go sideways forever. Eventually I'll catch up. Even if the stocks never get back up to where they were, I'll still be okay. And that is the great thing about this strategy. And listen, I want to be honest with everybody. If this strategy isn't for you, that's okay. But hopefully it gets you thinking. And hopefully the old, when I was brought up, it was buy it, dollar cost average, over 30, 40 years. And if you keep on doing that, well, you might have $1 million and you can retire. I don't think that thinking that way, $1 million is enough. But if you chase premium, and you figure out what your dollar amount is that you need each month. Whether you need $3,000 a month because you live lean, maybe you need $6,000 a month. Maybe you need $10,000 a month. If it's just you and your significant other, the kids are grown, $10,000 a month might be enough. Maybe you like to travel and you need $15,000 or $20,000 or $25,000 a month because you live in the Bay Area or some crazy place like Hawaii. Hope you'll see my shirt. That's where I'm going eventually. Might take me another year or two, but that's where I'm headed. Anyway, you're going to need some monthly income. So you need quality stocks that you can derive monthly income from. Now, the reason that I'm having to wait for the premium to pay me back on these is because I don't have enough cash in here, right? I spent it all. I got overzealous. My advice would always be to keep at least 33%, maybe even if you're conservative, 50% of your money in cash. That way, if Tesla drops to half its price, you can buy some more and speed the point at which the stock returns back to where it was, right? You'll be meeting it halfway because, well, it's a simple math deal, right? If you buy one stock for $100 and then the stock falls down to $50 and you buy another one, you now have two stocks, but your average price is what? Right? You paid $100 for one, $50 for another. So there's a $50 difference, right? The average is now your price is $75. So the stock doesn't have to go back up to 100 for you to make money if you've been getting premium the whole way. It only has to go back up to 75, 76, 77, 80, 85, 90. Those would be great too. But it's just got to get back to 75, right? Because one stock was 100, another stock was 50. You add them up, you've spent 150 and you divide that by 2. Now your average cost is 75, but you've been getting premium, right? The premium shows up in your account statement. Okay. 72,000 right here down. Okay. These active positions show me worse than that. All right. Shows me down 104,000. Okay. Not down that much, only down 75,000. Like I say that like it's not that much, only $75,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people. I will tell you though, I have met some folks, via happenstance, chance, or whatever, that are really into this crypto trading, and I think there might be something to it. But I'm a very cautious person. I like this because I know what it does, I know what it can do. But I've also seen the flip side a little bit, and I'm exploring it. And fortunately, these folks have so far my best interest at heart. And I really appreciate them taking the time to show me. I would love to have one of them come on, I almost said the show, but one of my videos and kind of share their thoughts and their strategy on why they like what they do. There are tons of different ways to make money. My point earlier that I was saying was, if this isn't for you, that's fine. But find something that is. Find somebody that's making money each month, right? And it depends on how old you are and what your views are. And, there is no right or wrong necessarily unless you're having to live your life a certain way because you don't have enough money. I hate to think that money would prevent you from doing something that you want to do in your life for yourself, for your family. It would just be, not something that I would relish or that I would wish on anybody, right? There's plenty of ways to let your money make more money for you. And all you got to do is study and learn it. Use play money first. Look, while we've been doing this video, Tesla has fallen down even more. I think it was 215 something. It's down to 214 and some change. Who knows where it'll stop? Surely it won't go below 200, but hey, you know what? Stranger things have happened. Here's 180 days out. Okay, it was for a brief time period 6 months ago down to 143. I think there's significant resistance right about where it is now. But boy, that is a straight down drop, isn't it? You just never know. It's crazy in just a short time to go from 480 to 215. Let me tell you what, this is a stock that can go from 215 to 580 in a shorter time than this. All it's going to take is some kind of good news, some type of favorable treatment from the government, some type of statement from Elon Musk that they're going to sell more cars than they thought they were gonna, or they're more profitable, or whatever. Any kind of news like that, and this thing's going to do an about face like you wouldn't believe. But hey, I'm not smart enough to know where the bottom is. I feel like it's got to be close. I thought there was some pretty good resistance right here at the 238 mark, but as you can see, it fell right through that. So let's see. We'll keep an eye on it. You'll see on my next video where it is. Hopefully it's up here somewhere, or even up here. But I just don't know. Tesla is overbought in this portfolio. I wish I only had 200 shares of it right now, but when it's flipped around and it's going up the other way, I'm going to wish I had 800 shares of it. But the ones that are out, like I started, I think with 10 stocks, 8 stocks at least. Palantir I know is one of them. Supermicro Computer and Mara. Okay, so those 3, they're done. We didn't lose any money on those. Okay, and my hope is that when we sell or get called away on these other ones, they'll all be positive numbers as well, and positive enough to get us over the $200,000 mark here. We'll see, right? It takes time. And I started, like I said, January 1st, really December, probably 29th. But it's only March the 10th. So let's give it some time. And I really appreciate anybody who has subscribed or liked any of my videos. I'd love to see or hear some comments from you. I'll do my best to answer each one of them in a timely manner. But hey, keep learning, keep studying. I recommend Robert Kiyosaki's books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. I think there's one called Second Chance that a friend of mine's been reading, and she says it's great. So I'm going to look into that. Hopefully I'll have a copy by the time my next video comes around. This is all I got for now. You see, we're in bad shape, right? I mean, barely 26,000, and it's mostly due to Tesla, right? I mean, we own it at $410, and it's trading at $214. So that is a massive, staggering $78,000 loss. So it's going to take a second to turn that around, but the fastest stock to do that turnaround is Tesla. Don't forget, we got some AMD. I don't have any NVIDIA right now, but you know what? They tanked as well. Everything has been responding negatively to the political angst that I mentioned. So let's just look at NVIDIA real quick. I think I have a friend that has a few hundred shares of NVIDIA. So, all right, you know what? This looks like a great stock for running this strategy if it's going to run sideways like that, right? That's 6 months. So here it is. What is this? 20 days, right? So it's kind of gone down where it hits the bottom and starts doing the opposite of this and going back up to somewhere in here. It's going to be a great stock to be running this strategy on. So hopefully I can get rid of either Rigetti or maybe First Solar, one of my dogs, and switch over to NVIDIA when it starts going up. You also have MU. That's a similar type of stock. Yeah, it's been doing the same thing. Looks kind of like NVIDIA. What about, I wonder, U.S. Steel, right? I heard somebody asking about that. United States Steel, $35. That's probably an okay buy. Looks like they gave a dividend of 5 cents. Pretty cheap stock. This might be one that we do covered calls on in the future as well. All right, that's all I got for today. Again, thanks for hanging in there with me. I appreciate everyone listening, everyone who's subscribed. Use Play Money. Learn how to do this. Learn how to do something with Play Money. Thanks.